Bamenda. It's actually a panel session where we have the biggest people here in Bamenda. By the time we introduce our speakers, you will know that they are the biggest. Then we also go to our design workshop actually for designers. Yesterday we did not have a design workshop, but we mentioned that the designers have something. Onto that, by levels. How many people do levels here? New levels. Today you will know. Those are the courses of design, Bamenda, and Cameroon as well. We also have our talk on AI power security for scalable future as our big focus is safe and secure solutions. So we have to ensure that it's covered. We also have leveraging community engagement and service as a techie by Jana Lee. Then we also have involving these aspects. I mean, it's fun, so we're going to have fun. After that, of stars, we have two technical books at the back where you see what of the communities in Bamenda, in Cameroon as a whole are doing. However, we have vendors, they are putting to the world, and other vendors outside, really grab something. New about it, they do like a concrete, go buy something from outside, and ensure that food is covered no matter what. If you're doing something small, you're doing a chance as well, and you have something for yourself. After that, we want to create a private. We have some of these, and we have two challenges to everybody. And finally, shall be awarded that. Managing your participation in events is not knowledge. We award SWAT everything to people who deserve it. So when you come to events, participate, ask, and so on.
It's going to be a very long day, and we really hope that you enjoy it, right? What is the best without cows? What is the best without cows? How many of us know cows? When it's time we understand. Hope people are prepared. I have some power pass questions here. Do not speak always.
We also move on to what is done with design and with all levels. So we're talking to us on DevFest, how to leverage technology and the community. Let's not just think about the community and the let's not use the song together in the conversation. So please Day one, which was yesterday, was very amazing. That this put through, and we had sessions ranging from cloud, AI, and security. And the energy yesterday was big and very big, but we want it to be bigger and better. So, without further ado, we're going to be getting into why we are here on stage today. So I am Lynette Madam, Bamenda's lead, and we have
Gigi on campus for the University of Bamenda and also
Kelly, WTM Bamenda. And today, we'll be talking to you about DevFest, how to leverage new technologies, and how to leverage the community as a whole. So let's start with DevFest. Why are we here today? So DevFest is Gigi Bamenda's biggest annual event. And this happens every year, like you heard, and it has been pulling all experts in Bamenda with a big mission of reshaping the future and the tech ecosystem in Bamenda. So, today's theme, our theme for DevFest is building safe, secure and scalable solutions, AI and cloud.
and we are going to be building these safe, secure, and scalable solutions with new tools that we have learned. We started learning from yesterday and we'll continue learning today. We are going to build skills on these skills that we have learned, and also most importantly, we are going to meet people here that are going to inspire the next idea. So for the next idea that we're going to be building, we are going to use technologies like Flutter and Firebase. We are going to use Google Cloud. We are going to use the big mighty AI, machine learning, and lots more.
Before we get into it, we'll talk about our journey. Like you heard, there are 3 different communities under one umbrella, which is GDG Bamenda, the mother community, which is made up of 1,000 plus members that brings together developers, segments, users, and everybody that wants to get involved in technology in Bamenda. And we have
WTM Bamenda is a women-led community. We have over 300 women. Every year, we host our biggest event, which is International Women's Day, where women come together for grow, empower, and celebrate themselves.
Next, we have the Division of Campus for the University of Bamenda, which was founded 5 years after the GDG Bamenda, and we have been running for 7 years successfully. We have a member base of 550 members, and unlike GDG Bamenda and WCM, we have capacity members, which are students from the University of Bamenda, because obviously we come and go. So we are hoping that as we come, you will stay with us, and we are going to create impact.
So I've been talking about shaping the future. So we're going to learn the new technologies or the new updates Google has put in place to reshape the future. We'll start with
Who is excited to hear us? In the domain of AI, we have 2 new updates, which is Gemini 3 and Google Anti-Gravity. Gemini 3 has a state-of-art reasoning and powerful multimodal intelligence, which means that it reasons like an expert, and you're able to, it takes varying data, which could be text, images, audio, and you can name the rest. Now, Google Anti-Gravity is the new effective development platform for Google. It uses Gemini 3 to be able to make the process of developing AI agents easy.
Okay, so we are clearly developers every day. And like standing for the designers, and this is where video 3 and imagine 4 come. So if you're a video editor, you're a videographer, maybe you're just starting out or you're a professional in the field, with video 3 you are able to sync your video and audio with just a simple text delivery. Just a simple prompt, and these videos are 8-second clips, so if you need something that is longer than that, with good prompting skills, you need to be able to merge these with your video editing software. Next, we move on to Imagine 4, which is build your Google DeepMind model. And if you are a designer or anybody that is interested in imagery, you don't necessarily need to have good knowledge on complex tools like Photoshop, but then with just a simple prompt, you are able to create images out of nowhere. If you're a brand designer and you have something like a logo, you don't need to stress about downloading heavy mock-up files from the internet. You just need to prompt it and you have your prototypes ready for use.
I mean, it's not just about AI, it's also about the very tools you use in your everyday life, like Google Meet, which now has 69 languages on captions and over 4,600 language pairs. And also it has this take notes for me feature, which can help you take notes in your meetings. And not forgetting our student platform, Notebook, which was explored yesterday and has the future of video overview, where your documents can now be generated as short videos to help you learn. Now, we are done with leveraging new technologies. There are a lot more. We want to cover that, but will not be enough. So now let's see how we can leverage the community. So how do we grow from here? How do we grow with these new technologies? Let's get into it. The first way
to leverage the community is to learn. Actually, this is the building block. There's nothing you want to do if you have not learned. You need knowledge to build upon. So the first way is obviously to learn. And how do we learn in the community here? When you have a problem, you don't need to go browsing on Google or getting some type of answers from AI, which might not be correct or inaccurate. But then we have people in the community that have experience and they have gone through whatever you're trying to go through. So it's just an ask away. We have WhatsApp groups, we have other communities, and we are going to go to the next page to grow.
The second way to grow. The second way to leverage communities to grow. I bet that's what we are saying. Like everything. Today you have to connect. You have to talk to somebody because you don't know where you might be in the near future. Is that person like future? Because your network is your network.
And next and the last is give back to the community. We are here today because there were individuals in the community who need to give back. We are here today because there are people who chose to give back. So once you learn these new technologies, you grow, try to impact others by giving back. How do you give back? Talks, workshops, hackathons, and just get the community involved, impact one another, and we grow together. So, after the long talk, I would plead that today we did the first. Today is the first. Keep saying it. So today, take shoot pictures, cool photos, and do not forget to use our hashtags on all social media platforms. There's hashtag DevFest, hashtag DevFest Bamenda, hashtag DevFest Bamenda 2025, hashtag DDG Bamenda, hashtag DDG Bamenda is Yuba, and DDG on campus Yuba. With that,
Note, keyword, connect, take pictures, and have an amazing DevFest.
So to end this session and to officially introduce us to the event, we are going to do our DevFest anthem, and it goes like this. When I say Dev, you say Fest. Dev, Dev. When I say Dev, you say Fest. Dev, Dev. When I say Dev, you say Fest.
Anybody? It looks like guys don't even get this session. Where do we go to when we face problems relating to technical? In fact, I think general. Yes, right. We go to the community. That is an environment we are supposed to be comfortable. Because look around. There's WTM building and you feel like it's not something you want to share with the crowd or something. The women's community is there. I guess ladies always like to have things a little bit more private. So the PTM is there. If you have something faced with the university, where do you go to? I need somebody to shout it out loud. Yeah, DDG on campus. That is why we have DDG on campus. We have DDG Bamenda, the entire community. If you need a smaller space for DDG on campus, it's there for you. You're not part of the university and you're out. You have memory freeze problems. And I don't want to hear that 5 years later you have lost track, you don't even know where you're going to because probably you did not reach out to any of these communities. We are there to help you for mentorship to everything. If you want to, if you're interested in front and back and whatsoever, you reach out to the community, you reach out to the admins, they probably will find your mentors that can guide you through that track. Don't be alone. Either way, digital marketing, anything, we always have something for you. Now moving on straight up to our next talk, which will be given by Mofiro Jam. I'll say engineer Mofiro Jam. He's a software engineer, a DDG organizer. He's the head of Angular Cameroon. And he does the first Angular community in Cameroon. He heads that. And apart from that, he's so much more. Well, let him give you the details. Now he'll be giving us mastering English, the power of focus. Now you don't need to broaden your skill through everything. The jack of all trades, the master of none. He's going to tell you how to navigate your path, know your niche, and walk straight. Please, a round of applause.
Apart from code, I'm a pencil artist as well, and you can check me out on my social. So, before we dive right into talking about the power of focus and like mastering your niche, I would like to tell you a story of mine. So, I believe we all are familiar with the jack of all trades and master of none. But there is more to this actually, and we are going to talk about this towards the end of the talk. So, it all started when we came to the university, 2021, and we got into NAPI, and the community was booming. I mean, our seniors came and spoke to us about all sorts of technologies, and they were like kind of to everything they know. So, the difficulties we faced was when we arrived, we had our seniors like Brandon, they spoke about Flutter and we were like, Flutter sounds well, it's really interesting. Let's get into it. So we went into Flutter. The other seniors came and spoke about Kotlin. It's another way of building Android apps. Java, we got into it. Lewis and the others came and spoke about design, Figma, and we're like, wow, design? We got into it. Now, cybersecurity came and we're like, I would like to hack. So we got into it. Now, some of our students spoke about game development, C#. Who want to be the game? So we got into game development. So at the end of the day, we realized that we had studied so many things, but we did not really understand them. I had knowledge in almost so many technologies, but if you ask me what depth do you know in these things, I couldn't really tell you about it, right? I knew something about Flutter, I knew something about this, I knew something about that, I knew something about that. But if you ask me what truly do you know, I won't be able to say something. So, I would like to point you guys to some focus is energy. And I would like to use this illustration to you guys. So, two things. A light bulb and a laser. You guys can see we have light bulbs here. We can supply the same amount of energy to the two of them, but the output is different, right? So this light bulb will definitely light the environment, but have you noticed it cannot even walk in the atmosphere? It cannot do anything, it cannot do anything. That was us. We knew everything, but we're not specialized in something, right? But let's look at the laser, for example. The same amount of energy, but it can cut through steel, all through the power of focus, right? So, before we move ahead to talk more about focus, I would like to point out some of the local heroes that we have, or that we have in the community, that through the power of focus are now really top in their careers. First, our wisdom. He's not yet here, I wish he was here. He's actually one of the brains behind Bamenda. In fact, the community as a whole. I really like the guy. And he's a community creative. And one thing I know so well about him is that he's an open source expert. When you want to talk about open source, he's your guy. Now we have two of our equity developer experts here who have also talked to the highest points in their career. Alice Battle and Ida. These two people are Google developer experts from Google, based in Google Cloud. We have other people through, like, as I mentioned earlier, these are the head. We want to talk about design. Bamenda. These are the people you go to. Lewis, Ian, and yours truly, Faithful. Yes, and other famous people like Lynette, Ali. She's known for cyber security. You have other experts like Eric Kanye, a mentor of mine. He's known as the Java man. He can literally teach Java while he's asleep. And like the person I am today when it comes to tech and what I know, it stands to him. You have Billy, a man commonly known in the community as Billy. He's a business analyst and he's also a software architect. This guy knows his thing. You have other people like Zeus. I'm really fascinated about him. He's very good in web design and he's a professional programmer. So you also have people like Mia Kelly. He's the WTM ambassador for Bamenda. This was once a dream to her. He says, I will be this one day. And now she is. That's the power of focus. You have Ayoko Delia. When we want to talk about AWS, anything that involves Amazon, that's your go-to person. You have others like UN Eric, the Flutter guru, and he's the founder of Together. You have other individuals like Niba Esmond, close friend of mine. He's an Android and Kotlin developer. If you want to stress it, you are free to do so. So those are the people, and there are many others here who, through the power of focus, they have mastered their niche and they are really top in their various areas of life. So I believe not everyone here has started like their career in tech. So it's always important that in such an event, you should be able to discover what is your niche. What are you aiming for? Like, what do you want to become? Right? So I'm going to give you this framework, to those who like anime, like this framework is called the Ikigai framework, right? It's spread, the main diagram of 3 sections. What you know, what are you good at, and what does not get paid for. So let's say, for example, my case. I love components, I love UI, I just like making things, I like interface. When I just see an interface, I say, how did they do it? How is it looking? So when I got to the point where to ask yourself, what are you good at? For those who are just starting, you might not know what you are good at. So at this phase, you have to try out some things. Ask for mentorship. You maybe ask for, counseling to know which career suits you the most, right? Before you fully embark on it. And before you do try it, make sure you check what the market pays for it. Both locally here and out there. And if that skill or that particular thing you're interested in will be important or really relevant in your restoration, the AI replaces you. And at the center of that is your niche. Now, I mentioned at the beginning that the Jack of all trades master. But here's the competition, right? A Jack of all trades is a master, but oftentimes it's better than a master of one, right? Now, I will explain this to you so that you understand that even though you have to focus on something that is your niche, you also need to have a little bit broad knowledge about other things so that you can be able to collaborate and communicate with others. So let's go. Now, there are 3 kinds of developers out there, right? So, which one are you? The generalist, which means you are like me. We knew everything. You don't understand anything. I knew everything in the world with almost all programming languages. If you ask me, what next? I cannot tell you. Right? That's the generalist. You know too much, but you cannot do that. Now, you have the vertical specialist, which means, okay, fine. I just look for, let's say Java, for example, and I just kill myself on Java for the rest of my life. I don't learn any other thing. I'm not really interested much in any other thing. I just want to learn just that particular thing. So you notice that apart from Java, you cannot do anything. Apart from that, so what if they just say that, okay, fine, from today, Java is banned. You're gone. Right? That's kind of the question. Now, the goal at the end of the day is that we want to try to strike a balance between being specialized in something and having enough knowledge to be able to collaborate with others. So this brings us down to something that is really important, is T-shaped development. I think many of us here are developers, some will definitely go to other careers. But I want to use this analogy to show you. I want to T-shape it. Right. So the wider range means that you have at least enough knowledge to be able to collaborate with others. So now I can work with a back-end developer, since my specialty is a front-end developer, because I have certain level of understanding of some kind of things. Let's say HTTP, the web. I have other understandings like GitHub. I know how to collaborate with Agile. I mean, you have enough knowledge to be able to work with others, right? But the depth, I'm much more specialized and much more focused in this particular career that's front-end development. And that's me, right? So with this, I would like to challenge you guys with the 6 months challenge. I know you see 6 months very far, like wow. Who has been in my system for 3 weeks? God bless you. 6 months. About that. So it's kind of a challenge, and it's not only a challenge to you, it's a challenge to me, because next DevFest, I'll go to my results. So here's the challenge. For those who are still starting a career in here, you can take 1 hour to pick a niche. Look for what you're interested in. Look for what you love. Look for what you want to, devote yourself into learning, into trying to discover. For example, you could pick front-end development. In my case, right? That's something I was interested in because I like it. Right? But in this stage, make sure that you have a lot of counseling. You have a lot of mentorship on that area, because you need to know where you're putting your energy into. Because what happens after learning this skill for 6 months and it says irrelevant, you're wasting a lot of effort. Right? So, after you 2 to 3 months, what are the things in front of the government that I need to know, that I need to educate myself about, to go through documentation. You are there to have anything to give you a deeper understanding on that which you are studying. Right? So you know, knowledge documentation is actually good, right? So you can gather knowledge of those things. Around the fourth year, bit more, what you try to do is apply to knowledge. I'm not talking about going to YouTube and you think you need to tutorial and implement it. I mean, pick up an idea and try to implement that idea with the knowledge of the first month. And then at the sixth month, what you try to do is write an article, sharing the work, doing workshops, giving talks on what you have learned, what you have discovered. Right? And then you'll be amazed at the result. So, before I leave this stage, I would just like to give you guys one question. One would you to remember all?
Walking without something to eat, you surely die.
He says if you are walking without something to eat, you will surely die. It's a valid reason. Yes, I want to get from you. Why do you say it's not good to select a career based on money?
Actually, I have to focus just on the money part. And I guess where you feel that I think it's what even though it was more like everything, but actually
Okay. They tell you today that all this tech career you're building is just for passion and you're not earning anything. In fact, there are people that are doing tech because they realize that the thing that they do are not going to give them money. True or false? Of course. So it can serve as a valid motivation, but that's not all, right? Because if it's only money, at some point you will give up. There are other things that can give you money apart from tech. So there has to be a balance. We are going to be handling more on that during our panel session, so stay tuned. So now we just received information that our GD is around and he is going to be giving us a developer's keynote like was introduced. We have Aluze Brandon, who is our GD for Google Cloud. He's also the founder and the team lead for the Bamenda Community Challenge, which is an initiative that helps to put out Bamenda, the solutions that are being built with Bamenda out to the world. So I think with a round of applause, we are going to be. Alright, okay, so he is going to be coming up now. So please can we give a clap as he's coming up? Give clap. So we are honored that he came to honor our invitation here in Bamenda to give us a developer keynote. Please a round of applause for him.
Bamenda oye! Bamenda oye!
Shouting.
Bamenda oye!
I need the energy in the room.
Bamenda oye!
That's the energy now. What we're talking about.
This because I was actually in the head. And the only call that comes. I'm waiting for my slide to come up. But why slide is coming up? I don't know. I'm just so happy, surprised, in fact, I'm flabbergasted, how to call it, right? The population is, yes, I mean, it's crazy. It's really massive. It's really massive. How many of us are coming for DevFest, for attending the festival DevFest? Okay. How many of us have attended DevFest for the past 2 to 3 years? Speakers, Mr. Song, begin now. Mr. Ewa as well. That's nice. Hope you guys are having a good time, right? right? Okay, so my name is Brandon. Not really much to say about me. I'm a Google developer expert for data cloud, and personally I've been in the community for about 6 to 7 years, roughly, and I'm always very excited and happy to see when new people come into the community, right? To see new faces, new people coming into tech, and not as well attending the DevFest. This is like one of our biggest tech events. So if you're into tech, then this is where you need to be. So today I'm going to talk about building the future with AI. And in 2025, we have had a mission, right? And we are going down towards that mission, especially in the Google ecosystem and in the Google developers community. And this year, we are focused on the theme safe, secure, and scalable. Right? Now, this keynote is going to be directed towards startups in Bamenda, or people who want to build in Bamenda, right? Because there was a need, right? So that was the theme for this year's festival. At DevFest this year, we aren't just building cool apps, we are building systems that solve real problems, respect user trust, and grow with our communities. Okay? We've had a lot of platforms, apps, web applications that over the years, these platforms have been, have been able to grow because of community efforts. Okay? Community support. And we also have platforms that have emerged from community groups like the GDGs, the Great Girls in Tech, and other amazing communities. Okay? Next slide, please. How do we balance the speed of AI innovation with the reliability our users deserve? Okay? Now, some people say AI has come to take our jobs. Do you guys agree?
Yes.
Do you guys agree?
No.
Yes.
Oh, I'm hearing go, I'm hearing yes, I'm hearing like. So people are just in between. Some people believe that AI has made us much more productive. Do you guys agree?
Yes.
That means we're sharp, right? Next slide, please. Now, the developers diagram. Developers nowadays, or some developers, it's at least a certain percentage of developers, have turned AI into their very own, not only coding assistant, right, but a building assistant. You're going to be shocked with the type of things that people are able to build now with AI, right? You just be shocked, especially as developers. Most of us here are developers, and I'm sure that most of us here want to be developers, and I'm sure that most of us here are entrepreneurs and want to build the next big thing. But trust me, the way the world is going, there is really no way, or you will find it difficult if you're not also ahead or together with AI. Okay? So somehow there always has to be an intersection between your platform and AI. Somehow. You just cannot run away from it. You might refuse now, but let's give it a couple of years. Okay? And see what happens. Next slide, please. As developers in Bamenda and beyond, we face a dual challenge. What velocity? The market moves fast. If you're an entrepreneur here, you know that. Let's keep aside the developers here, let's look at the entrepreneurs, right? We call them the techpreneurs, right? The market moves rapidly fast. We need to prototype and ship ideas yesterday, not today. Time waits for nobody. Okay? So if you have an idea, or if you want to build something, do not sit or keep that thing on your laptop and keep on procrastinating. Oh, I need to do this, I need to do this. With the coming of AI, right, you are able to take it from idea to production. Okay? Volume. We are drowning in documentation, research papers, and new libraries. Or more, if you are a Flutter developer, libraries updates. In fact, Python, people who use Python as well, Django, libraries keep on updating, right? For you to stay up to date is a problem. I'll give a basic example. Flutter developers, you can build an app today, today's Monday. By next week, you want that app and they tell you you have dependency issue. And that's because an update has been done on that line, and that's a problem. Right? You need to stay up to date, you need to keep track as well. Next slide, please. And that's where AI platforms like Google AI Studio comes in. Okay? AI is not only for developers. You should know that. AI is for anybody who wants to build the next big thing. Most of the startups now and platforms that receive funding, receive support, when you do a deep down research, you get to know that these guys are doing something related to AI, one way or another. Okay? So the builder's canvas, or as we call it, Google AI Studio is the fastest way to start building with Gemini models. I want to assume that at least the battle of the hall knows about Gemini. Who here doesn't know about Gemini? You don't see me after this. At least I'm going to 1%. So it's designed for rapid prototyping, letting you move from enacting idea to shipping code in minutes. Clients, users do not care the amount of time you use when building a product. Right? The users don't understand that these are the complexities that are behind building a successful product. They really don't care. They just want to get that product into their palms and use it. Okay? Is it transfers? Is it transactions? As well, okay? That's what they care about. As well as clients. Next slide, please. Don't just chat with text. Gemini AI Studio understands the word like video. So is it from uploading an entire video and asking it to summarize that video? Is it from processing audio files? And is it from also analyzing images, charts, and all? Right? The Google AI Studio as well does that. Now, next slide please. Vibe coding. 5 to 6 years back, I don't think we usually hear of vibe coding. We are around vibe coding something. Don't be shy. It's a good skill. It's a good skill, very important. So we are around vibe coding something. Okay, nice. We are moving into an era where vibe coding is becoming a thing. Okay, that's the reality. Experienced developers nowadays, they don't really want to stress themselves writing code because trust me, writing code takes sometimes a lot of time, especially when you have tight deadlines. Right? Most of the times, developers or engineers just want to inspect, validate, and approve. Okay? From prompt to product. We are actually in the era of vibe coding, like I said. You describe the functionality, which is the vibe, right? And the index, and the AI Studio generates the execution. We call the execution level. Gemini doesn't just write code. It wants it to verify the output, ensuring your math and logic are sound before you even deploy. At some point, I wish like 6 to 7 years back, if I could have final year projects, right? I solved that problem. But then, next slide, please. The next thing we're going to be talking about is the notebook LM. How many of us have heard of that? Notebook. Nice. How many of us are actually using it? How many of us are using it for our day-to-day? Okay. The notebook LM is what we call a research partner. Okay? Before you build, you must understand. Okay? You must do research, you must gather data, you must analyze this data before you build and send to the market. Okay? Notebook LM is an AI-powered research assistant that learns from your documents. So consider it like your own private agent space, where you come there, you upload all documents related to a particular project, right? And you keep on asking me questions. Okay, what is happening here? What is happening here? Everything on that particular space only has to do with your project. It does not go out of scope. Okay? It does not go out of scope. So consider it as your private search agent, where all your data you have access to. Okay? You can upload PDFs, Google Docs, slides. It becomes an expert on your own data. Now, this is something that some people don't know. Using AI is a skill. You know, it's not just about inputting any prompt and waiting for it to give a response. Okay? You need to be able to master what we call prompt engineering. Okay? That's something very important. Now, especially as well, on my end, people who, number one, cannot code, right? Or advise them how to code, of course. People want to take the product to the market. People want to build an MVP. I know that in this massive population here, we have people that are still learning how to code, but they have crazy ideas. Like, you just have awesome ideas, okay? Nobody's waiting for you. The time you're spending saying you want to learn how to do this before doing this, it will shock you that in the next 1 to 2 months, you go online and see somebody has really built it, that's doing your market. At least the person has really come there first, right? Okay? So be able to use this to build your prototypes, or at least your MVPs. Okay? Take it down to the market. People should give you feedback. Do not wait. So answers are cited from your own sources, of course. Next slide, please. Audio overviews as well. 10 docs into podcast. This is a feature everyone who is using Notebook LM right now is actually talking about. Notebook LM can take a complex 50-page technical specification or a dense agricultural report and convert it into an engaging audio overview. So you can actually have two AI hosts discussing on that particular project or that particular topic. So like a podcast, you understand? Zero hallucinations. Trust is paramount. Unlike a generic chatbot, Notebook LM is grounded in the sources you upload, which means it doesn't go out of scope. So it focuses only on the data that it has been cleared. If the answer isn't in your documents, it tells you any response comes with inline citations, right? Next slide, please. The in brackets, better together workflow. People who want to build, you do not have the time, okay? But you need to get that idea out there for people to test. I highlight this especially in our tech community here. We have a lot of crazy and good ideas, but most of the times our folks spend time trying to, let's say, learn how to code or perfect their coding skills, which of course is good. But you need to know that in the cycle of a product, okay, there's a coding side and there's a sales side of it. So you have to pay attention, especially as a developer, to the sales. Nobody cares about the code, right? Again, nobody. As a user, have you guys ever called these guys at switch end and asked them, please, which code did you guys use to run this? Because this thing is behaving like this. You guys don't care about that, right? The only thing you care is transfer your paying, like it should go. Do your money transfer, it should go through. So I'm saying is like, if you're a community member, like, and you have ideas there, get those ideas to the market. Okay? Building, shipping, using AI. And using AI Studio. And it's not only the Google AI Studio, we also have building these platforms like Firebase Studio, which you could use and use Firebase for the backend as a service. So, please go back, I'm trying to say something. So, before building, of course, you have to gather PDFs, specifications, market data, right? Upload that to Notebook, generate summaries and identify key data structures. From there, you use AI Studio, feed the structured data as context, and finally, you generate the RUI and logic in Gemini, right? And finally, you build. That's it. Next slide, please. So, I would want each and everyone, maybe after this, okay, to maybe spend some time with Google AI Studio. Try to build something, okay? Try to build something. Send it out for your friends. If you have an idea, go to AI Studio, Google AI Studio, build it, send it out to test. No idea small. No idea small. So, yes, local problem we could solve using AI, of course. So, you get this. So, local farmers need real-time crop price advice based on complex PDF market reports. Step 1, upload 10 years of Cameroon agri stats upload 10 years of Cameroon agri stats to Notebook LM. Generate a clean JSON summary. Step 2, paste JSON into AI Studio. Prompt a mobile first dashboard predicting base prices and results. A functional app prototyping. Then between 5 to 10 minutes is going to be ready. Okay, for you to send it out there and ship it out there and not to actually test. So this is just like a demo. But I'm just trying to say that the ideas you have, crazy ideas we all have down there, we use Google AI Studio to build that. Okay? So next slide, the road ahead. Somebody asked me this question a couple of weeks back. We're in the era of AI now, right? After this era, what do you think will be the next era? Now, with the level of AI, and now we're hearing of agentic AI. Okay, this is the roadmap ahead that we have. Agentic AI, real-time AI, and context catching. With agentic AI, models that don't just talk, but take action. Booking tickets, updating databases, and calling APIs on your behalf. Right? You have real-time APIs, multimodal live streaming inputs, build apps that watch a video feed and comment in real time through database. And you have context catching. Pass massive context once and query it cheaply 1 million times. The key to scalable production apps, that's key as well, context catching. Developers know that. So this is the road we have to go. So this is the road we have ahead of us. Time waits for nobody. AI has come. None of us knew that AI was going to come back. But now AI has come. After AI, we'll start hearing agentic AI, right? Where people are now building agents to automate a lot of things in the world, just a lot. Most of the platforms now that we use, even for transactions, we have agents that have been built, that are running all the processes, right, in the background. Next slide, please. So, key takeaways: AI Studio is for building. It's your rapid prototyping ID with multimodal superpowers. Notebook LM is for knowing. It grounds your AI in your own trusted data. Together, we solve the velocity best validity paradox that we face right now. Start building today at aistudio.com. Not wait to validate something. Just head over there, start building. Next slide. Thank you. And make sure you take it from prompt to production. Thank you.
Okay, questions?
Thank you very much.
Oh, your name and what you do.
My name is England. I'm still upper 6.
Good?
Yes.
Awesome.
Okay, my name is England and I'm in upper 6. So I'm
Are you guys getting me? Yes.
like I was saying, my name is England. I'm in upper 6. So interested in tech.
Awesome.
My question now is that with the increasing ability of us to get into the market, like anybody can build anything. Do you think in the future, jobs like software engineer will less be valued? Because a businessman will just get to and build what he needs. And who knows, the software engineer might not be needed. So what's your opinion on that?
Okay, so I wish that when I was passing like that, I was able to be in the platform of space like this. So first of all, personally, I don't believe that AI is going to take the jobs of all software engineers. Okay, because the reality is there are systems that companies are going to build to automate a lot of processes, but they still need these software engineers. Okay, because it's the software engineers that are going to know if this process, because software engineers have to validate the process. I'll give an example here. When you write code as a software engineer, you need to validate that is this thing right? Is it okay? right? You need to validate that. So yes, realistically, okay, AI is going to take the jobs of some software engineers, some fields. You know, software engineers, bro. You understand? It might take the jobs of some fields, but I know for sure not all. Okay.
Anyone?
Freshman at NAPI.
Oh, that's nice.
I have a question, sir. I saw a video when they said, as we use AI models continuously, we are training them, that's giving them more information and strategies. And sooner or later, they are going to take over humans, like they will be exactly like humans. Not just the jobs, but they will literally replace humans somehow. So if someone invests in maybe creating some kind of knowledge model or a platform where people are trained, not with the use of AI, that mental knowledge, they are being trained, giving workshops and all the like, for them to have all this knowledge inbuilt as persons. Is that like a reasonable investment?
So I don't consider that a reasonable investment. Professional developers still use AI to write code. Okay? So now that's like somebody is called a professional developer or a senior developer. That's the thing that all the training that you want to provide to people. Right? That particular developer has that training already. He has all these skills. This is the thing. It's not about building, right? It's productivity. Okay? So long as AI is going to make people more productive and companies more productive, they will use it. Whether you agree or not, they will use it. And the issue of AI taking over in future, honestly speaking, I really cannot tell. Let's just look at the future to come. Because the way things are going, okay, like I said, like years back, a basic example. Yes, but we never had robots or machines that could, on their own do house cleaning, on their own do house chores. You understand? On their own, yes, but we never had self-driving cars. Like many years back, we never had self-driving cars. Okay, but we have that now. But this is the question: do people still buy the self-driving cars? Yes, they do. Right? Why? Because it makes them more productive. So one way or another, it's either you just go with the flow and like an entrepreneur, get your products in the market, make your money, right? Blow before that time comes. Okay? There's no other better way that I can say that. I mean, realistically, AI might take over. It might not. But what are you doing now? That's the question you should ask yourself. Are you good? Yes.
Okay, so the follow-up question is the minds of people, like their productivity level, because if we look at this critically, we see that 80% somehow of people's productivity, especially those who are advanced in tech, somehow relies on AI. And as the AI advances, that reliability increases. So it reaches a point where if AI is taken, people almost be blank. And that's why we don't really have people who can use their mind to a certain extent. They just simply switch to AI assignment and like.
Let me beg you to in this hall, you have people that are building softwares even before AI came. You understand? You have experts that are building softwares even before AI came. So, with or without AI, I highlight again, the world would have continued. Software engineers would have continued building. You understand? The world will keep on advancing. The level at which we are now, we cannot go again behind. And you should know that these software engineers, these professional software engineers who use AI one way or another, it's also because of the demand for the users. They need to be productive. You understand? They need to get things there done like in time, like ASAP. Let's look at banking solutions. Okay, let's look at an industry like fintech. Everybody wants to make payment very, very seamless. Everybody is trying to do cross-border payments. understand? People want it in such a way that in the future you should be able to do payments just with your fingerprint, right? Or your face unlock. You understand? At the back of all of these systems, you have AI there. You understand? And that's because we as users as well, we have high demands. That's the reality. We have high demands. Well, all of us have complained about platforms, but any platform is good one. Many guys make a big platform is good one. You understand? The engineers of that company also have to keep up with your demands. Okay? I'm not saying that, I'm not concluding that all companies use AI. I'm not saying that. I'm just trying to say that given the fact that AI has made companies and engineers much more productive, stick to it.
And there is an assurance that the mentality of people preserved, that is, we are sure that people's minds are equal to operating.
Okay, so I want to say something. If you're just getting into tech, or you want to build something, my mentor once told me one of the most important things in software development is the foundation and fundamentals. Okay, I bet you if you're programmed with C, you've even tried C#, you've tried Java. I don't think there's a language in this world that you cannot learn, you cannot understand instantly. Because Python even came and it's a bit more friendly. If Python is easy, I will program with C and C#. So you get to see that foundation really matters a lot. And you say you're in first year, right? And it's an option. It's very tempting for you in your first year and him in option to not want to learn the foundations and want to just keep and go ahead. Because you want to become the next Zoot. You have to make money, you understand? But standing here will tell you to not make that mistake. Understand the foundation of programming because it works everywhere. No matter the field you're moving into, whether you're moving from data to building mobile applications, to cloud engineering, to machine learning, all of that foundation is there. Okay? Yeah. Okay. Oh, awesome. Okay, thank you very much. To stay ahead, you need to do your research properly. You need to be up to date. New AI technologies come out every day. Okay? As an individual, the highest thing you're focused on, the other two things, is either you focus on impact or you focus on making money. That's the reality. No matter the stage in which you reach, it's either you focus on impact. You want to reach something that impacts the society, right? Or you focus on making money, no matter how you do it. Now, new AI technologies are going to come out every day, right? Now, it's difficult to stay up to date. They will advise you stay up to date so that when a new AI technology comes on board, see how you can leverage on that and use it to either bring more value to your product or make more money. Because you'll be shocked at the amount of money that people make nowadays with AI. Let's look at the sector of content creation. YouTube pays people for videos, right? Nowadays we have AI agents who answer to decide what to do for AI. You have agents that literally does everything. From the script to the videos to the voice overs. Right? And all you just have to do is upload. Right? Even you nowadays you enjoy AI-generated content on TikTok. When you're schooling, there are AI-generated videos that are there. You understand that? You enjoy it, right? TikTok is still live. Okay, I think we have to proceed.
get just two answers. What do you think is the biggest misconception we have about AI?
About AI, that AI has come as a threat to take our jobs.
Okay. That's an opinion. Any other?
So I think that AI can actually put themselves and that is not key. I think there's a fear that it can overcome or take over all the systems in the world.
So, and Terminator. My next question. What are the most underutilized capabilities of AI? Should I break it down? What do you think AI could be used for, but people are not using it enough? Okay, audio production. Any other idea?
Increasing lifespan.
It's an interesting answer. The response to this answer is because we have not actually understood what he has said. So I'm going to focus on these two answers we got based on the presentation my friend just gave. While he was presenting the questions that were asked, I noticed that these are the two things that we have not expressed ourselves openly on. And it's about what could AI do that we are afraid of. And we have job leave, we also have Terminator. The idea is these things are misconceptions because they cannot happen. The possibility of such things happening only comes with a new advancement that we have not gotten to yet. When we look at AI, our theme, building sustainable solutions with AI and cloud, right? When we look at AI, we are looking at a new development. The Industrial Revolution came, people were afraid. Oh, our farms, we will no longer be able to work because there will be machines. Are we not still farming? It just triggers your mind to do something different, better, smarter. It doesn't come to replace you. It doesn't come to take away all the systems. I mean, it could, but it doesn't come to do that. When building sustainable solutions, our focus should be on how to make them safe, how to make them sustainable, how to make them work perfectly, not a fear of what they could do to us. So when we build our solutions, I want that we should put that at the back of our minds. AI is not coming to steal your job and it's not coming to take over your system. But be careful, be secure and be safe. The next thing I want to address is on the second question, the underutilized capabilities of AI. I want to focus on that answer. The main reason most people die is problems. You have problems and you cannot solve, you get stressed, your lifespan reduces. You may not understand this, but you realize that people live longer when they have a lot of answers to the questions they don't have. And it comes to a question that someone asked here, it makes you dumber. Is that true? So while using AI, it can increase your lifespan if the uses that you have for it are towards finding the solutions to the problems that you're constantly having. With AI, it's been easier to detect situations that are in people's health conditions. that would have taken otherwise longer times to do. With AI, we have had solutions in farms, we have had solutions in schools, we have had solutions in every sector that generally do what? Improve the status of our living. So it can increase lifespan. The main idea is, don't let it overtake your mind. So throughout the entire session today, let's just keep these two things at the back of our minds. Think about other answers you could have. Maybe if we meet later, you can share me your ideas, but I'm actually afraid AI will take over the world.
Thank you very much. I have a job out there. A quick question. If you are picking the industry to provide the world, you want employers or you know what you need in order to get an employee somewhere. So quick one. Would you rather employ 5 developers? Yeah, depending from your background, whatever. Would you rather employ 5 developers to build your product in 3 months without AI, or would you employ 2 developers to build your product in 1 month? Meaning that all both things know what they are doing, they are good at their job, and they are ready to deliver.
Okay, are you assuming that I am not here?
Yes, generally.
Okay. So I also want to come back to the question someone asked here about AI and some businessman not needing developers. I am in a studio right now. A businessman was trying to build a product, a voice over AI product, and he got stuck. And he sent that product to me, and I had to tear it down and start all over. He knows what he needs perfectly. I have no doubt there. But he doesn't know what he needs to use AI to do that work. To answer your question, I'll hire one developer who has enough AI skills, working with AI and understanding the product. It depends actually. The reason why I would go for more than one or more than 2 is because I need more minds to think. AI cannot think. When you use think, don't bring AI. The capability of AI does not get into that. Humans think. AI analyzes. And it is in a way that when you're working with AI, you provide input, you provide data, you provide your queries, and you expect results. When these results come, most people, the businessman, what does he do? Oh, it looks beautiful, it works well. Pushes it across. Then you try one single injection attack on it and it works. Because he had not thought about these things. So if I am going to have more people, I would say I'll need one person in DevOps. I'll need one person on front end in an enterprise application. I'll need one person on back end. Because I need these different minds on it. But if I'm taking one person, it means that person knows all of these things. For what reason? When working with AI in each domain, I need a human brain to go through what AI is. Because I don't love AI. Neither should you.
Thank you very much. Thank you. My favorite event is PC. I talk to PC like